Star Trek Discovery has been one of the worst things that have ever come out of Star Trek. Not only did it break canon, it also features one of the most unlikable protagonists I've ever seen. Michael. Because this is basically the Michael show. Season 1 had the best budget, Season 2 probably had the best cast, Season 3 was a mess, and Season 4 was probably some of the worst science fiction I've ever watched in my life. A series that exists purely on a plot hole and designed to get away from as much canon as possible, but these writers don't care about canon. By the way, memberships and Patreon are all available down below, so if you guys are interested, just click the links in the description. So, from this article, which is from, there's a couple of articles coming up. This is from fansider.com. And Star Trek Discovery has finished filming Season 5, but the shrinking budget has the show in limbo. Star Trek Discovery has officially wrapped Season 5. The show still has some work to do, with a lot of production still needed to finish to make the show ready to air. The series does have a trailer out, but this is more than likely all of the content coming from the first few episodes of the season. The show will debut its 5th season sometime in the first quarter of 2023 and will feature 10 episodes, the lowest run so far across the seasons. The series has seen its budget get slashed time and time again, debuting with 15 episodes. Then Season 2 featured 14 and 3 and 4 were just 13. This series is just going to be 10 episodes. Now, many are wondering if they're going to see a cataclysmic end to New Trek era of the programming. The thing is, I don't know why they don't cancel this. The viewership is extremely low. If it wasn't television, it wouldn't be shown. For the simple reason, if it was network TV in the States, it would have been cancelled with the sheer number of viewers versus the budget. It also lacks the kind of monster of the week, self-contained episodes that some of those are the best in Star Trek history. And this show is a dog's dinner. I say this, Season 1, I love a lot of the characters. I love the Mirror Universe stuff, and Empress Giorgio is fantastic. Tilly is also a good character, and Saru, but progressively they all got pushed aside for Michael. They all got pushed aside, so this would be the Michael show, diverse space Jesus, and unlike classic Trek, the writing in the show is completely abysmal. Characterization is off. It breaks canon in many, many, many ways, from Klingons to replicators to many other things, and rumours still subsist of the original timeline placement of this series, which actually now makes a lot of sense with those rumours. On the other side of it, I don't know why they bother with this series. They keep slashing the budget, it keeps getting smaller and smaller, and I don't know why they don't just go, it's done. Ultimately, I think Season 2 had the best cast, but when the shift was purely on Michael alone, the show fell into a trap of this is Mary Sue. Characterization, like I said, is bad, and the angry black woman stereotype is also bad. This show is just detritus, and it purely exists as content rather than television show for a streaming service, Paramount+. Now, with the sort of debacle that's happening and the cut in budget, I don't see this ending well. I don't see how they can keep going with this show when the budget needs to be put into decent things. I liked Star Trek Strange New Worlds, despite many problems. I also liked, and I know this is controversial, Picard. But again, they all suffer from the new Trek problems that classic Trek didn't have, and a lot of fans treat it like Star Trek. This is the first time Star Trek has covered anything relating to diversity or representation or politics. But ultimately, Star Trek Discovery is just badly written. Kurtzman has proven himself as a failure when it comes to Trek and the structure of this show. And now, with this budget cut, I have a feeling this isn't going to end well. The viewing figures are getting extremely low, and maybe it's time just to end it. Maybe it's time to put that final nail in a coffin and just say it's done, and focus on things that people are actually watching. But they won't do that because they're not intelligent. Star Trek Discovery is one of the most out-of-place television shows in the Star Trek universe, including its depiction of the in-universe technology that they use. Ultimately, despite being a visual reboot that makes no sense because Star Trek was always based on NASA technology, I could put that all aside if the writing and characters were good, and Star Trek Discovery just isn't. And it shows. Ultimately, I feel like they just need to can the show and say it's done, rather than just flogging this dead horse until it can no longer move. So tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later.